Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi wa kafa, wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da wa ba'd. Alhamdulillah, I wanted to start firstly by welcoming everyone to this Tafsir course. There has been a lot that's gone into preparing this, and it is my hope that by opening this up to a much larger gathering than we had with the Seerah, that people will find benefit in it on a wider scale. The Seerah had been kept to a very strict tuitioned program because I wanted to focus 1 year on going through the Seerah of Ibn Hisham and distill that into a tiny pocket of people. With Tafsir, this is the very understanding of the speech of Allah that sits on the highest shelf in everyone's house, is what was given to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is the book that we say is the speech of Allah. Because of that, I wanted this to be as wide as possible. For those that have been well-wishers to us, either in du'as or other ways, I ask that Allah rewards those doers of righteousness, anonymous though they may be. I ask that Allah blesses them, because there's a lot that goes into preparing classes, a lot that goes into getting things ready, and a lot that goes into logistics and planning. The intention that I had in beginning this was to give Muslims a high standard of education in the topics of the Seerah, of Tafsir, and other areas. It was my great desire to do so. I saw that there was a fissure, a crack in the education of Muslims in the English language. And it was my desire and the desire of other brothers to fill that yawning void. It is our hope that if Allah has accepted this endeavor from us, we've at least helped to put some of the cement on the wall, if not all of it. I want to mention what you should expect from me, because by expecting this from the expectations that you have a right to consider from us are paramount. The student in this course can expect from us that we will endeavor to provide the following: professional teaching. Any teacher, any topic has to have the utmost put into it. Any teacher must put their utmost into it. Preparation, elucidation, and inspiration all have a place in the classroom. The principle of teaching effectively is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. You have to put in the time. A safe environment. So the classes that we are doing, the durus that we are doing, threatening violence, behavior, or postures will not be accepted, and students who engage in this will be removed. Well, alhamdulillah, I've not had to deal with any of this yet, and it's not my intent that I should. A tranquil environment. Students should be able to learn without distractions, the most obvious being mobile phones. This is why they are to be switched off or on silent before the beginning of class time. There will only be 2 verbal warnings, after which time that student may be asked not to come. Others must not suffer for one person's bad manners, and the speech of Allah must not be disrespected. To put this further in your minds, can you imagine in this class at one point hearing the recitation of an ayah from Allah's book, and the alim elucidating that ayah, and someone's mobile phone goes off? Can you imagine how, not just breaking the spirit of it, but how disrespectful that would be? Why the kuffar said to their allies when they used to hear the Qur'an being recited, raise your voices and make noise above it so that you might prevail. Don't fall into the category of someone doing one of those actions. A thorough treatment of the subject. As with any topic, any important topic, students deserve that they should be given the best teaching possible under the best circumstances. If we're not confident and pleased to teach it, we will not teach it. So I don't teach any topic unless, number one, I'm confident to teach it, and number two, I'm prepared to teach it. I don't have it as a pattern, and I don't have it as a habit that I teach something that I'm not sure about, or that I might be sure or slightly sure or wavering about. I do my utmost to teach what I know and what I can do. And then presentation and review to make remembering easy. The key to keeping something in the mind is to review. So positive reinforcement with handouts, maps, and presentations is crucial. Let there be no mistake about that. So the key to learning, the key to remembering what you've learned is through those methods. How else could you have remembered your own name? Except the fact that when you were very small, you repeatedly kept having a series of syllables spoken to you and somehow made the link that that's actually your name. After that, you were taught a series of numbers and told that this is your national insurance number, or this is your social security card number, and you remembered those numbers. You remember the telephone number to your house, the address of your house, the names of your children. Why? Through rote, through memory, through reinforcement, through consideration, through reflection. That's how you remember things. Now, what we expect from you. What we expect from you. So I've tried to hold myself to a very high standard, and in turn, you as well shall be subjected to the same standard. Students should be ready to work and be punctual. I know that traffic has to be negotiated, but I'm saying as much as possible to be punctual. If you're going to be late, don't make a scene of yourself coming in. But if this is a constant issue, you need to reflect on how serious you are about tafsir. I know traffic needs to be navigated. I know things happen. But if you, as a consistent person, are always known of as being late, you have to ask yourself how serious you are about this. You need to be prepared. Your folders will often have handouts, and you must also be mentally prepared to learn. Keep your mobile switched off or on silent. You say, well, he's repeated it twice. Yes, because repetition is good so that those who remember may remember. The class is not the street or the outside environment. Is the class or the phone more important? You must decide. For the course layout, Allah has given us the ability to begin this project, and success has come through Him alone. The structure of how I want to do this class is the following. A piecemeal section of tafsir, roughly 18 pages, will be covered every week, which may include handouts, presentations, notes, or all of the above depending upon the need. So I don't say that every single week you will have handouts or a handout. But what I say is every single week you may hear something that you might want to write down. You may hear something that you might find beneficial that you might jot down on the margins of your notes. So it is important that you are prepared, which is why I've tried to give everyone a folder and a pencil or pen, so that way they have it for their own writing implement, because it's important. This knowledge is important. There will be no pop quizzes and review drills for the materials. I say this because the way that we did the seerah was very intensive, and I was quite demanding, as any teacher should be, obviously. But it was the most difficult. Some people said that it was more difficult than university because of the way that we treated this knowledge. And it should be treated to a higher standard than university. There will be no trick questions. If you choose not to understand the speech of Allah, the burden of proof is upon you, and you cannot blame anyone else. I don't want you to blame your parents. I don't want you to blame your neighbors. I don't want you to blame the wider Kafir society. I don't want you to blame white people. I don't want you to blame anyone else but yourself if you fail to understand the speech of Allah and activate it in your own life, because it was revealed one time, infallibly, and handed down unbroken infallibly to us. So I don't want you to blame anyone but yourself if you fall short because of your own curmudgeonry, because of your own laziness, because of your own trepidation, because of your own internal weakness, because of your own frailties, and because of your own obsequies. I don't want you to blame anyone else but the one who you stare at in the mirror every day when you wash your face when you get up from bed. Blame that one. But be ready. Each tafsir course will be 3 months, and there will be 4 of these 3-month courses. It will take 1 year to complete the entire course, or at least, at the very least, 9 months, depending upon the amount of material covered. So if we're looking at Zad al-Masir, Fi Ilm it-Tafsir, I am optimistic that we could complete it in 9 months. But I'm also realistic, and that I know that it's possible that the amount of material is so great that it may take more than 9 months. I am optimistic for 9 months, but I'm also realistic if it takes more than that. And I will tell you, as we approach the near halfway point, how we're doing. And then you'll know what to expect. After the end of each 3-month course, there will be feedback sheets given. These will ensure that the classes are of the best quality. As I've said, I was held to a very high standard in seminary, and I was told to hold other people to a high standard. So I want to know how we're doing with the layout, the atmosphere, the ambiance, too hot, too cold, not enough handouts, not this, not that. I want to know about these affairs because they have to do with and are connected with the presentation of the class, the presentation of this knowledge to you. And this knowledge is true knowledge. The ulama did not consider the knowledge that was learned regarding, say, medicine or biology by itself as ilm. That's spin-off knowledge from the original divine knowledge. So it's not knowledge in and of itself. This is the real knowledge. And because this is the real knowledge, you have to, by yourselves, let me know what I can do to help you reach your best potential. You have to let me know. If everything's fine, then let us know. If there's, well, it'd be good if we did this, it would be good if we did that. You have to let me know so I can help you realize that potential. There's no point saying, well, I won't say anything because what's the point? No one listens to me. Well, then, subhanAllah, nothing will get solved. When you have questions, if you should have any questions about the tafsir course, they can be directed to the website htspub@yahoo.co.uk. The address line should have the relevant tafsir title within it. A sample has already been done for you at the back of your folder. I've not enclosed this at the back of your folder because generally I'm fairly aware that most of you will know how to do that. I think we've been cultured enough in the environment that you've been coming to where you don't need to do it anymore. You have been cultured. You have been assimilated. Please do not use this for chain link emails, personal emails, or social commentary or debate. I do not want to receive emails that are connected in which I am told that I have to read a specific dua 40 times. And if I don't pass it on to 40 people, I will be sinful if I don't do it. I don't want to receive that. That is batil. That's baseless. I don't want to receive emails that the former governor of Nigeria, Ifoso Odigizawa, has died and left me 12 million British pounds and I only need to pay 960 to get it. I don't want to receive those things. I don't want to be part of those type of things. Use the emails with righteousness. If this is done, meaning these frivolous things are sent to me, or the correct title is not added, your email address could be flagged as spam and blocked indefinitely because I don't know who's who. I receive so many emails in one day. The great amount of it is refuse, that I don't know who's who. So if nothing's in the address line, good Lord, there's no way for one Muslim brother to know who you are. If there is a pressing matter where the teacher must be contacted by phone, please telephone. I'm not going to say my telephone number and be recorded, but what I will say is my telephone number is in the paperwork. If you desperately need to contact me, it's there. This number should not be passed out, used for debating or interrogation. I receive enough interrogation at home and on the street and from yourselves in class. I must have a rest at times and be spared further cross-examination. If any of the above occurs, the caller will be blocked and the service discontinued. Every year I debate with myself on whether or not I will get rid of my mobile phone. Do not be the catalyst that makes me decide in the affirmative.